What's up, everybody? Lennon here with soundandpatternsmusic.com. I want to say thanks so much for being here with me today. If you've never been here before, this channel exists to help you make better music and to make that music a larger part of your revenue stream. Today's a little bit different of a format for me. I've been getting a few Instagram questions, and I thought it might be cool to sort of answer one of those on here. Just make a quick video, something that'll hopefully help a number of you, because I am getting similar questions across the board. I do want to say up front that if you want to connect with me on Instagram, please do that. You can do that at Sound and Patterns, and hit me up on the DM. I would love to hear from you. It's always cool to be able to try to help people out where I can. So this is from BS Franco 12. It says, I have so many questions on this music business. I'm currently working on an EP and want to get the most people I can to check it out. Do you have any suggestions? So I responded and said, what's your goal? And I said, I mean your full-on goal, and what are you currently doing? He says, well, my full goal is to create a solid fan base. I was never really a social person before I chose to become an artist. I just currently am working on my EP since I have to do everything myself and I don't have a team. And I want to go ahead and say, this is what I said to him, if you're feeling this way, that you don't have a team or somebody to help you out, you are not the only one. And to be honest, if you're just getting started, it's kind of better that you don't have a team in some ways. I think it's good to learn how to do so much of this on your own, because then once you have a team behind you, you already know how to run everything, and then you have much more opportunity to make sure that your team is actually doing the work that needs to be done, because you will have done most of it yourself. So I'm just going to kind of put that out there for what it's worth to y'all. And then I followed up saying that I would just recommend that, even as he's working on the EP, that he just put out as much content as possible. And then he responded by saying, I've heard that on some videos. I guess we're not in the old days anymore when the album would bring revenue to the artist. And I do think that albums can still bring revenue to the artist. It's just different than what it used to be, but we can touch on that at a different time. He said, I want to put out pictures and stuff, but I feel like I'm not doing crazy or fun stuff all the time to sound interested to the crowd. Okay, I'm going to repeat this because I think I am plagued by this all the time. I want to put out pictures and stuff, but feel like I'm just not doing crazy or fun stuff all the time to sound interesting to a crowd. I mean, this is nuts to me, because none of us feel like what we're doing is interesting enough to be used as content or promotion. And I think the number one thing that we have to remember when we're talking about social media is the social aspect of it. What we're doing right now, like, we end up overcomplicating it because we feel like it's a one-way street. Like, we're putting things out there to impress somebody, and really we should be putting things out there to engage with somebody. And so I'm going to give you a couple practical things that you can do to start putting together some content that that can go up on your social media accounts. So first of all, I want you to think about why you're putting out content. Are you doing it to promote a record? Are you doing it just to promote yourself as a brand? Okay, any of these types of things, or even something different. Whatever it is, you then have to look at a couple of different things, like number one, what are you willing to put on the internet? So, if it's your family, are you willing to put your family and friends as part of your content? And I would decide how vulnerable you're willing to be, and I would go ahead and encourage you to be vulnerable online, because that is what makes a connection to someone. When we're able to put ourselves out there in a very real way, it makes a much bigger difference on how someone is actually going to react to us as people. And then I want you to think about what your band or your brand, you personally stand for. I want you to think of 4 or 5 different things. So, for me personally, things that I stand for, things that are a part of my day that I want to share with people, are things like coffee, the studio, gear, music business, encouragement. These kinds of things are things that I'm always thinking about. And so pick a few things like that and then write them out. And then you have options now for content that you can start to put together. And so with that, think about within those categories, what can you start to take photos of? What can you start to put together into literally just a stockpiled folder somewhere that you have ready to go for those days when nothing's going on? So compile a list of images that fall under these categories. So, if coffee's a thing, then take a bunch of pictures of coffee every time you're out. Just because you're out at one place doesn't mean you can't take 5 or 6 photos of your coffee in different places, different areas of the coffee shop, whatever, and then just stockpile those for a later time. If it's gear, then go through your whole house, your whole studio, take pictures of everything you can and stockpile those images. And then you want to go in and just start to schedule out time frames, kind of rotate through those categories and figure out what works. Time frames that work, and just be able to cycle through them. This is going to make things a lot easier, a lot more efficient, and just take a lot of the pressure off of you. So the third and final thing that you have to think about is, are you offering something that is also engaging with people? So, back to the coffee thing. If coffee is one of your subject matters, then, hey, I'm out having coffee. Where do you like to go? Just offer some sort of question, or what's your favorite coffee? Do you like Dunkin' Donuts? I don't know, whatever the hell you want to say. Just make sure that you offer up something that allows people to engage with you on a personal level. And then the other thing is, as you're putting these things out there, you should be going in and just touching base with the followers that you already have, and just offering them the same kind of comments and likes and attention that you would want to get in return, and do it from an honest place, and then you'll start to actually see more engagement on your account. So this is just some quick tips, quick practical advice that I hope really benefits you. Questions below, anything you'd like for me to dig deeper into on this stuff, I'd love to get a hold of it. Same with any other things on the music business side. And again, contact me. If you got questions, you can put them in the comments or in my Instagram DM. And I'll see you guys in the next video.